You're not thinking your own thoughts. Someone else planted them. Have you ever walked away from someone and felt like you lost a piece of yourself? Like somehow every decision, every thought, every emotion is being rerouted by a silent hand. That's not an accident. It's not overthinking. It's programming. Narcissists don't just manipulate. They install patterns in your mind so deeply you stop realizing what's even real anymore. They mirror you, love bomb you, and then, when your guard is down, they reprogram your identity without a word. Welcome to Hidden Manipulators, where we expose the dark psychological tactics of toxic people. This is how narcissists silently control your reality and how you can finally break free. Chapter 1. What is narcissistic programming? Narcissistic programming is the systematic rewiring of your beliefs, emotions, and behaviors through subtle manipulation. It's psychological warfare done in silence. At first, they appear charming, magnetic, almost perfect. But behind that mask is a systematic abuser running scripts they've used on every victim before you. Tactics like love bombing to hook your emotions, gaslighting to erase your reality, triangulation to make you feel disposable, projection to make you believe you're the problem. The result? You question yourself. You crave their approval. And worst of all, you stop trusting your own mind. Chapter 2. The setup phase. Love bombing. They don't enter your life, they invade it, quickly, aggressively, intensely. From the very beginning, narcissists overwhelm your emotional walls with grand gestures, excessive compliments, and non-stop attention. It's not normal affection, it's a flood, and it's calculated. They'll say things like, "I've never felt this way about anyone. We're soulmates, I just know it. You're the only person who understands me." These aren't casual compliments, they're emotional hooks. Your brain lights up like it's on a drug. You start craving their messages, their voice, their validation. Each interaction becomes a dopamine hit. You feel high, euphoric. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't love. It's programming. It's the conditioning phase, designed to create an emotional dependency so strong that your nervous system starts relying on their presence for stability. It lowers your defenses. It blurs your logic. And just when you start to feel safe, the entire dynamic flips. Chapter 3. Devaluation. Programming through pain. The warmth vanishes. Now you're too sensitive. Now you're being dramatic. The affection is gone, replaced by silence, sarcasm, and subtle digs that leave you confused and ashamed. They start saying things like, "You're imagining things. Why are you always so needy? I liked you better before you got so emotional." This is where the real manipulation begins. They criticize the same parts of you they once praised. Your confidence, your quirks, your passion. Now those are targets. They roll their eyes when you talk. They dismiss your ideas. They invalidate your feelings. And you don't fight back. Why? Because you're already addicted to the version of them from before. The one who made you feel seen. You start to think, maybe if I just do better, they'll go back to how they were. But here's the truth. That version never existed. It was a mask. A carefully constructed illusion meant to hook you into staying. Now begins the conditioning through pain. They reward obedience with fleeting moments of affection. They punish emotional resistance with coldness, mockery, or worse, emotional abandonment. This is how they rewire you. Not by screaming or threatening, but by shaping your behavior through emotional contrast. Love, withdrawal, Shame, repeat. Over time, you stop expressing your needs. You walk on eggshells. You self-edit everything you say. And worst of all, you stop recognizing yourself. Chapter 4. Control Tactics. Words that rewire you. At this point, your identity is soft clay, and they begin sculpting it. You're no longer in a relationship. You're inside a system, one designed to fracture your sense of reality. They use gaslighting like a scalpel. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. You're so emotional, you can't trust your own mind. Each phrase chips away at your confidence. You stop arguing. You second-guess yourself. And soon, you're not even sure what's true anymore. Then comes triangulation, a dark psychological game where they subtly compare you to others. My ex never acted like this. Why can't you be more like them? Everyone else says I'm right. You're trapped in a silent competition for their approval. Always losing. Never good enough. And just when you think it can't go deeper, they use projection. They accuse you of what they're doing. They flirt, then call you jealous. They lie, then accuse you of being paranoid. You begin apologizing for things you didn't do. You monitor your tone, your words, your breathing. You become hyper-aware of their mood because your emotional survival depends on it. This isn't just manipulation. It's mental colonization. Your thoughts revolve around their reactions. Your reality gets filtered through their approval. And slowly, you vanish. Chapter 5. How it changes you. This is the hidden cost. The part no one talks about. By now, you're not just hurt. You're programmed. You ask for permission to speak. You apologize when they mess up. You smile to avoid punishment. You freeze when conflict arises, even with people who aren't toxic. This isn't who you were. You used to laugh freely. You had opinions. You had boundaries. Now, you over-explain everything. You question your memories. You feel tired even after sleep. You worry that you're too much because they made you believe that you are. This is psychological erosion, not loud, not dramatic, but silent and surgical, like water wearing away stone. You didn't break overnight. You were erased. Not all at once, but piece by piece, word by word, moment by moment. But here's the truth. What they erased can be rebuilt. Chapter 6. Breaking the programming. Escaping narcissistic programming isn't just about leaving, it's about reclaiming what they stole. The first step? Awareness. You're already here. That means the fog is lifting. You're seeing the matrix for what it is. But awareness isn't enough. Now comes distance. Cut the cord. No contact. No just checking in. No stalking their stories. If that's not possible, use the gray rock method. Be dull. Be boring. No emotions. Give them nothing to feed on. They'll escalate. They'll provoke. They'll beg. They'll rage. That's proof the program is breaking. Next, the rebuild begins. Start journaling. Not your day, but your truth. Write the things you weren't allowed to say out loud. Put your rage, confusion, and grief on paper. Let it bleed out. Then, connect with people who feel safe. Not perfect, just safe. That may be a friend, a coach, a therapist, anyone who listens without twisting your words. You'll feel withdrawal. You'll miss the highs. That's normal. Remember, they trained your brain like a drug. But each day away is a line of code erased. Each boundary is a firewall reinstalled. Each no is a return to your power. You are not who they told you you were. You are who you were before the programming, and better. If anything in this video felt uncomfortably familiar, you're not broken. You're not weak. You're not imagining it. You were being programmed. But here's the good news. Anything programmed can be deprogrammed. Subscribe to Hidden Manipulators, because we don't just talk psychology, we expose the tactics no one else sees. In the next episode, we'll reveal the 3 invisible traps toxic people use to keep you emotionally dependent, even after you leave. Until then, protect your mind. It's the only one you've got.